Can you talk a little bit about the terrain? We see some of it in the drone shot. If we go back to our telestrator, I'll show you an animation coming in the state of Arizona to first Nancy Guthrie's home, which is where Brian has been doing his reporting from, and then you go 4+ miles, maybe I guess people have been saying maybe a 10-minute drive to Annie Guthrie's home. But the Catalina foothills in general, this part of the Tucson area and how maybe the terrain plays into the investigation with your experience, Kurt. What would you say?
Well, the terrain is rough. It's desert, a lot of scrub brush, a lot of cactus, a lot of prickly things, picky things that that are going to hurt you. But you got to understand, if you're committing a crime such as this, you're not going to give any thought to the terrain. It's already going to be planned out. Now, if you're talking about the deputies and the FBI agents that are out conducting an article search, which is what I think that it is. Yeah. It's just something that we deal with every day. So they get prepared. They wear long pants and boots, so it wouldn't hinder the operation at all.
Geraldo and I were talking about this video when it came out yesterday, Kurt, but I haven't heard your reflections on it. I mean, it was obviously the biggest break, right? It was the biggest development we'd had in 10 days, now 11. What did you take away from it?
Well, at first I was like, man, this, seems like a pretty professional thing. But, I kind of changed my terminology on that. This guy, he'd look like a bumbling idiot. I mean, if you're going to come to a house.
With the gun and stuff like that, where the gun was and stuff?
Yeah, and he didn't have any tools. He didn't have a screwdriver if he was worried about the camera. And even if you don't know if there's a camera there, which I think this individual did, because he spent some 40-some minutes inside of that residence. And that, to me, tells me that this person was comfortable with the surroundings. He was comfortable with the home that he was in. And I'd like to see what video the FBI is holding on to, because we know that they're going to hold on to some stuff. They're going to put some stuff out that, is going to hopefully draw some attention. I did hear FBI Director Patel say something to the effect of earlier this morning that they were able to extrapolate some information that leads them to believe that there may be evidence in and around the area of the Guthrie residence. I'm not sure if he was speaking Nancy's or if he was speaking of Annie's, but suffice to say,
that's why Brian was saying maybe drop something, right? That's what is that what you're alluding to? That might have been, and that could, so two things could be always or more than that true at once. Maybe that's what's going on at Annie's, but to your point, it could easily be Nancy's as well. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and the FBI director, I mean, he was pretty specific when he said that they obtained some information, through technology that leads them to believe there are persons of interest in that area. So that says a lot to me.
Yeah, there's got to be, I think Kurt's right, Geraldo, there's got to be more video if they were able to get this off the server, a back-end server. And I wonder, how do you think the feds particularly will handle that? Will they put more out? Hold more back? This is probably maybe the best shot they had of the guy's eyes, for example. I wonder what else we'll see, Geraldo.
Yeah, one note on the guy, and then I'll get to the camera and the retrieval of the data. But to me, when I look at these gloves that the perp wore, there's an aspect of buffoonery about them. They look like
you couldn't shoot a gun with them, right?
Fat. You couldn't shoot a gun. You couldn't pick up a quarter that fell on the ground. You couldn't disable it. You couldn't do anything that needed any dexterity. It's the easiest thing to do to get surgical gloves, medical gloves. Just get them at the local pharmacy. It's no problem whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it seems weird. It seems that the guy's was living his own dreams, his own fantasies, and he did obviously. Spend 40 minutes. Where was Nancy Guthrie during that 40 minutes? Was she already the victim of a kidnapping? Was she disabled in the house?
We don't even know how he got in the house, right?
Poking around for 40-odd minutes, he had to feel some aspect of comfort, some comfort level that he wasn't going to be interrupted, caught red-handed, sort of red-gloved, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I go back to the disappointment and the tolling of the clock, that inexorable another day, more hours, and you look at mom's medication for her heart or for any of these other ailments that we elderly folks have to deal with, and you get back to the human side of it. Everyone's playing the game of, well, when is Andy's house and Andy's husband and, Nancy's house and who was there, and it's, I'm not sure whether it's very useful, but this video evidence, the one thing I believe, you can't walk to Nancy's house from a distance away that's sufficient that you can disguise your the origin of your march. There's got to be somebody in those houses in this area. Someone has to have a surveillance system that noted what vehicles were passing through that specific area at this specific time. Somebody, even if the camera is a gas station outside of the development,
right?
Still, there's not a lot of cars driving back and forth at 1:45 in the morning in the boonies.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.